that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Killing in the name of, killing in the name of. And now you do what they told ya. And now you do what they told ya. And now you do what they told ya. And now you do what they told ya.
Hello, everybody. What's up? It is Luke from the MLO Bros. Oh my God, I can't believe we have to talk about this because it's insane. It is insane. It is insane. Like, I can't even believe it's true. The city of Canton Council, Canton, Ohio, we are, is voting tonight. Is voting tonight to eliminate the public speaking part of their council meetings, right? Voting to eliminate the public sections of their meetings. Now, what kind of communist freaking country do we live in? Now, fun facts. There are no laws or rules. Oh. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now? Hold on, let me see. Can you hear me now? Can you hear me now, Sarah? Can you hear me now? Sarah Jean says, I can't hear you. Can you hear me now? Hi, Michelle. How are you? Anyways, I think you can hear me. If you can't hear me, say something. Anyways, the city of Canton, Ohio, is voting tonight at 7 p.m. Their city council is voting to eliminate public speaking sections from their meetings. Okay? Insane, madness, crazy, whatever. It's actually not a law or a rule that they have to offer this. It's considered a courtesy from the city, right? So they're allowed to do this. However, to me, that is ridiculous. Okay? How do you not allow your people? I mean, this is like common thing. This is a common thing. You sign up to speak. You speak at the meetings and say what you want. That's the rules. That's not the rules, but that's what you do in America. Council doesn't have to respond. Council doesn't have to say anything. They can sit there on their phones if they want, but this is the rules. Okay? Now, excuse me while I don't look at the camera. I'm going to read over here for a second. This is from the Canton Repository. Okay, this is an article from the Canton Repository. And this kind of gets into why these communists, and I'm going to call them communists because that to me is what they are. They are literally not allowing their people to face them. They are using fear, and you'll see here in a second when I read this article, as an excuse to silencing the people, which is exactly what this is. Exactly, James. Tell me, perfect. Tell me you're not doing something shitty shit without telling me. Right, exactly. Okay? On Monday, which is tonight, November 10th, Canton City Council will vote on a proposed amendment to eliminate public speaks, the portion of each meeting dedicated to allowing the public at large to speak on issues pertaining to city business. Citing safety concerns. Classic. This is classic. How do you lose your freedoms? Fear and safety. That's it. That's how they do it. They take away your freedoms, fear, and safety. Do you guys remember COVID? Remember we were allowed to go outside our houses? Fear, safety. Fear safety. Fear safety. Crazy, right? Crazy. Citing safety concerns, Majority Leader John Murrell, he's the guy that actually did an AI video where he got stuffed into a locker. I hate to sound like a bully, but he definitely got picked on in college, in high school. You can just tell. Told Repository that proposal follows recent online threats, including social media posts calling for the assassination of council members. Several of these comments can be seen below. What the hell does that have to do? So you're getting threatened on social media, so you're going to shut down people from talking at your meetings? What does that have anything to do with it? Right? Guess what there, John? Isaac and I get threatened freaking daily on social media. Welcome to freaking social media. I mean, this is the way it works in social media. You don't like it? Don't make a social media page. You don't like it? Don't run for office. You don't like it? You can shut your comments off on your page. You don't have to turn messaging. You don't have to go on social media. This is not an excuse for you to freaking shut down people talking. Right? And let me guess, John, you don't like me talking right now? Do you feel threatened by me? Feel threatened by these freaking guns, right? Is that what you feel? So now you're going to go, oh, I'm going to call a freaking lawyer and sue. I'm going to go hide from Luke. Grow up. Be a leader. Council leadership has described the move as, okay, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Now here we go. I'll read some of the comments. It's kind of entertaining. What a joke. F them. It's a complete waste of time. They don't listen to shit. They don't do their job. All they're complete corrupt, even treasonous. By law, most of these tyrants should be hung by the neck till dead. And Miss Saxon quoted the law to them as a lawyer. F all of them. We're definitely facing devils. They're all make me sick and need assassinated. That's a little rough. That's a little rough. Now, we're going to get into what they could actually do with this guy and with everything else, right? Because that is a threat. But we'll talk about that. Tensions at Canton Hall. Here's what it goes back to right here. Concerns about council meeting conducting. Concerns about council meeting conduct have been simmering over for a year. During September 23, 2024, Council President Chris Bates abruptly adjourned after the meeting turned into chaos when several white male attendees were seen shouting at officials. Why are you going to say white? That's weird. Yet in previous months, black women were expelled from the meetings or penalized for far milder actions, such as quietly speaking in the audience or exceeding their allotted time by a mere few seconds. These double standards have not go. Geez, they kicked out a bunch of black women and they let the white guys go crazy. Yeah, that's a problem. Great job there, Chris Bates, council lady. President Bates has previously stated that the future of public speech is not guaranteed. During a June 9th, 2025 work group session, she corrected Ward 9 council member Frank Morse, who affirmed public speaking has a right, saying, this freaking Bates lady, it's not anybody's right. We don't have to have public speaks. What is communist Canton? Can I say Canton communism? What in God's name is happening? A growing divide. Over the past year, council has made incremental changes that limited public participation. See, they're doing it slowly. They've been building to this, including moving public speakings from the start to the end of meetings to prevent disruptions from interfering with council business. Morali, or whatever the hell that nerd's name is, has since described the tone of public speaks as morphing into something angry, aggressive, and circus-like. He also noted that Canton Police now escorts members out of the buildings due to safety concerns. Normal. You want to be a leader, you're going to take pressure. You want to be a leader, you might have to get escorted out to your car when you make your decisions. Seriously. Right? Some council members, like Ward 4 Council Chris Smith, told the repository that she supports, Chris Smith, write that down, supports eliminating public speaks altogether to keep meetings orderly. She wants to keep them nice and neat. They're too hard if you have the public there. They're leaders. They don't have to deal with you. They're elected officials. They don't have to deal with you. Right, Chris? Nuts. While others, like councilpersons at large Crystal Smith, were seemingly uninformed that full elimination was being considered, telling me, as I understand it, there will be changes made, but no elimination of public speaks. All right. So, this is how it happens. They've been slowly doing it. Now, the fun fact, another thing is they started to get things passed. I don't know if you know this or not. To get things passed in certain government levels, you have to do like a read and then another read and another meeting and then another read, and then you vote on it. These little SOBs timed this out perfect to fall almost to the day 1 week after a lot of them were elected back into office. Why do you think they did that? Why do you think they would do that? They get reelected, don't face this pushback that they're getting. I would have been pushing back if I knew this was coming, but anyways, not a big, neither here nor there. Now they're in office. They don't have to worry about reelection. They hope the people will forget by the time the reelection comes around. This is the way government works. This is gross. This is gross. Canton, you should be ashamed of yourself to let these people be in charge of you. Do you understand that? You have every right. It's not a right, but you do, to speak and talk to your people. They don't have to listen to you, but you have every right. Now, back to those meetings. So they're going to use these meetings and people speaking out and not practicing, quote, decorum, as they like to use. Guess what you do as a leader? You have rules of decorum that you follow in these meetings and that the people that attend have to follow. If they don't, you toss them out. You have police there. You toss them out. If they're not going to speak under the time, you give them a warning, you toss them out. You set an example as a leader. You don't go run and hide, which is what you're doing. And for Chris Smith, who says, oh, I want it to be nice and organized, you do organize it. You be a leader, and whoever's in charge of that, maybe the new council president, Lewis, or whatever his name is, who, by the way, is also seems like a communist to me. Exactly. Lynn says, exactly. You give the rules at the beginning, and you kick if you don't follow it. It's that simple. Now, as far as people threatening you, you call the cops, and you have the cops follow up with them. It's that simple. You don't have to sit there and take it. I agree. I wouldn't want I don't like it when my family's threatened. I don't like it when I'm threatened. I've talked to the cops. I've talked to lawyers when people do it just to be safe. But this is part of leadership now. You have to be able to take criticism. You don't like criticism. You don't like people speaking out against you. Guess what? You have to take it as a leader. They should still have public freedom of speech, but can go into executive session. Executive session is only allowed to be used for things such as pay, everything else like that, right? Pay, human resources, that kind of stuff, right? I think agreements and stuff like that. You can't just go into executive session because you don't want them to hear what you're saying. That's a rule. That's a law. However, who cares? Here's the thing: what these people have to realize, what these councilmen have to realize. You are elected officials. The people of Canton, Ohio are your bosses. Like it or not, you represent them. You are paid by taxpayers. Your job is to listen to taxpayers. If you don't like it, you don't want to listen, you don't want to take criticism, don't run for office. Do you understand that? Don't run for office. End of story. Hiding behind a thing, not allowing speaking. Let me tell you something, Ken. Once they take this away from you, once they eliminate it from your rules, you're never getting it back. I hope you all show up tonight in Canton, Ohio, signs, yelling, protesting. I hope you do. I hope you disrupt their meeting. I do. Because why? Because they're going to do it. They're going to pass this rule because it's easier for them to sit, to hide, and to not listen to you and to impose their rules like they're going to do tonight. I really hope you show up to stop them because it has to happen. Do you understand that? It has to. You cannot allow this to happen. Canton Council, welcome to the MLO Bros. I'm going to tell you right now, welcome to the MLO Bros. We haven't had the joy of moving that far west yet. However, the people of Youngstown, Ohio, Trumbull, Mahoney, Columbiana, they know what we're capable of. They know what we do. They know we have a freaking army of people that follow us. They know that we can push back, unlike a lot of other freaking people can to you. You want to dance with us? You want to see what it's like? Pass that rule tonight. Pass it and see what happens. You think those AI videos I've been making are harassing you? Oh, just wait. Give me an excuse. Give me an excuse, please. You think we can't affect elections? You think we can't freaking open up people's eyes in Canton, Ohio? Guess again. Ask some of the local politicians that are sitting in their couches and chairs right now what the MLO bros can do. The ones that are no longer employed. The fact that we have an independent mayor now. I'm not saying we 100% affected those elections, but I'll tell you one thing we do. We open up people's eyes. We might not change votes, but we open up people's eyes. And we will open up the people's eyes in Canton, Ohio to what's going on. And I'm not just talking about your council. I'm talking about your Hall of Fame. I'm talking about your businesses. I'm talking about your crime. I'm talking about your police brutality. Think I didn't hear about that? Guess what? I've heard about all of it. And it's not just from one person. It's from a bunch of people. So do the right thing tonight at 7 p.m. and don't vote for that. Council, if any of you council people have any sense, allow the people to speak and run the meetings properly. Kick people out who are disrespectful and not following the rules, and arrest people who are threatening you. It's that simple. Problem solved. Isaac and I and Joe will be back tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. For those of you who don't know who we are the MLO Bros, and also Joe Daniels from Youngstown Studio. We have our podcast on Facebook and YouTube, streaming live at 9 a.m. on Fridays and Tuesdays. Tomorrow will be Tuesday. We'll come on then. We talk about Youngstown stuff. We talk about statewide stuff. We talk about all kinds of stuff. So, again, do me a favor, share this video. We're not going away. I don't even live in freaking Canton, but I do live in freaking America. And I can promise you, in America, we don't just sit by while people's rights are taken away, whether we live there or not. That's not what we do. We won't do it. And Isaac and I just love showing up and showing out people, I guess, showing people to the door that are elected that don't do the best for their constituents and don't do the best for our area. End of story. Bye, everybody. I'll see you guys tomorrow. Canton, do the right thing. I'll tell you right now. You can ask our followers. You can ask our people that have been around here for 5 years. We don't stop ever. Ever. I got way too much free time to stop to let you take away the rights of others. Bye. Where's my music? There it is. Bye.